Hi guys, if you do not know answer to this question, I recommend you to stay a little bit, because this is the most important things about textures for games that you need to know. So how would you know when to use 500, 1K, 2K or 4K texture for your 3D model? So let me show you what the trick is, and name of the trick is texture density or textile density. I have this cube, and this cube is 2 meters by 2 meters. And when I select everything and go in edges and mark the seams, I will mark every single X for the seam for UV unwrap. So for this in Blender, for measuring texture density, I'm using textile density add-on. It's free, you can install it. And for my UV, I also like to use this add-on. It's also free and you can install it. With this add-on you can snap your UV with edges of UVs. Very useful. If I select everything in this cube and go in UV and wrap it, you see here is my UV. And what's the trick? When I select every single piece in UV, when I hit this button, calculate texture density, you will see that my density is 3.4 pixel per centimeters. So that is very bad, because, and you see this my cube, it's about 2 meters, and this is 2 meters. This one cube is 1 meter. This grid in Blender. So standard for using it's like half meter. It's like 520 image pixels. And for 1 meter you can use 1K image, and for 2 meters you need to use 2K images. And you see here in this add-on, this 512 is 12 pixel density on that image. This 1024 is the standard, and this 20 if you really want a crisp image, like 10A games, I don't know. Basically your texture density, it means like how much pixels do you have in your texture per centimeter. So how can we do this? Select everything, UV unwrap it, and you see my texture density is low. My image, if you are doing first-person games, when player came near your model, it will be very blurry. So for my games I want to use 1024s. For me that is enough. If you really want crisp, then you go into 20. So how can we do that? And here texture size, you see with what size texture we are working. I am selecting 2K. So if I select just one face and just UV unwrap one single face, my whole face is filling the whole UV. And I will just select that face and calculate texture density. So you see now it's 10. That is what we want to see. So I unwrap everything and put every single face on top of each other. So every single face now have 10 texture density. And you can see that I'm calculating this on texture size of 2K. So let's see about this small cube. So I will select everything and just mark seams, and I will just UV unwrap it. Select everything and UV unwrap it. Now I will select everything in UV and calculate texture density. You see on 2K texture density is 6. So I will just unwrap every single face separately. Now when I select everything, this is 2K image. Calculate texture density, you'll see now, because this is smaller cube and I'm calculating on 2K image, my texture density is like 20. That for me that is too much. So I don't want this. I want to be half. Let's calculate this on 500 pixels. I'm selecting everything and calculate. 500 it's 5. So that means that I cannot, for this small cube I cannot use 500 pixels image. So if I'll go on 1K and calculate, it will be 10. So now I know for this small cube I can use 1K image and have a 10 texture density. That is very good. And I know for this big I need to go and use 20. So this add-on textile density, in Blender it's very useful for you to know if you have some complicated model, unwrap it, and then you can calculate how much image size do you need. 500, 1K, 2 or 4K, in order to at least get to 10 texture density. You do not need exactly this 1024, but that's the standard. Now in this modern time 20 is the standard, but if you need to think about our player will ever be close to your model. If not, you can go with 5, you can go lower if you'll just be some distance model. If your player always interacting with that model, 10 or 20 will be more than enough. And now when you know this, you may ask yourself, but how can I make like really big objects in 3D, like buildings? You cannot put every single face in buildings in this small grid. Even 4K textures will not be enough to have a crisp edge. Well, for this people are already talked about this problem and made I don't know, couple of solutions. I will not go deep in this subject, it's video for itself, but for buildings you need to go with modular 3D models. Let's say this is 2 meters by 4 meters wall, and you want to make like 30, 50, 20 different pieces that fit perfectly together, and then just put them like Legos and make a building. But there are like much more different solutions for, let's say, for this sphere. Let's say this is a rock. This is like a big rock. For this you need special shaders that will repeat textures over and over and wrap it around your big object, you know. So let's go back to this wall. Let me show you some trick. So this is 2 meter by 4 meters wall. I will select everything and mark seams, and I will unwrap every single piece separately. And now I have everything unwrapped. I did not scale it, it do not matter. You need always to apply transformation scale and everything. Now if I select from this wall this big face, I will select that face and I will calculate texture density of 500. It's 1, so it's nothing. So I will go on 2K and then it's 5. So I need to double it in size. One thing that I want to say to people who are starting: do not be afraid to go out of this UV space. That's perfectly fine for UVs. Just imagine if you have an image here. For UV, if you have an image, imagine when you go beyond this UV, this image just repeat itself. So imagine I just put double this image here, left and right up. It just repeat itself over and over and over. And that's the reason you want to use seamless images. So how can I unwrap this? So let's say, because this is 4 meters, so in 2 meters I want to have, in 4 meters I want to have 2K images, because my texture density is 5, I want to be 10. So I will select this page and I will go here and scale it just for this 2D cursor. I can here set texture density on this tool, and it will be 10 that I need. You can do that, and you can just scale, press S to scale and just hit 2, and that will be fine. And now you see, when you go beyond the UV, image just repeat itself. You see, it will be the same image up here. So if I go in shader, like I don't have material. And you see this phase that I unwrap is perfectly seamless because you will just repeat itself on top. And you see this that I did not unwrap, I need to unwrap it, and this is 5 texture density and this is 10. And you see, I don't know if you need to go higher from this. So if I go back, select this other face, select it with L and scale it by 2, it will have 10 texture density that I need. So I have this let's say wall. I did not make it, it's completely fine. That is separate subject for other video, but I will just duplicate it and move it. And you see, for this wall we have perfect seamless wall with 10 texture density. You can go higher, but for this one then you will need 4K textures, and that means your game will double its size in gigabytes. So I just wanted to introduce you to this topic. If you don't know about it, it's very important how to make very crisp texture density, and explore more and learn about it if you want, but it is very important. Maybe in future I will make a video about this modular asset, how you can make them. It's very easy. And in future I'm planning to make about that shaders materials. Then with that materials you can put perfect crisp textures in just big enormous objects like rocks. For buildings you need this modular stuff. So that will be everything for this video. Thank you. Please leave comment, like and subscribe.